So hello and welcome to another HTML5 animated banner tutorial in Adobe Animate. And as always, before we will start, I will show you what we are going to be doing today. So right now I am on the site freepik, and I'm going to provide you a link in the description so you can download this. And I'm also going to provide you my files, my PNG files that we are going to create in case that you want to skip the Illustrator and Photoshop part, or in case that this vector won't be free in the future. But keep in mind that you will have to attribute the author if you want to use this commercially or just go premium. It's very cheap. So right now I will click download and I will go with pre-download, but I already saved this, so I will go to the place where I have this, and I'm going to have it in here, and I'm going to have a zip file like this, and I will right click and I'm going to choose extract here. And this is going to give me some files. One of them is going to be this EPUB file. I'm going to double click. This is going to give me some kind of warning, but I will just click yes. Now this is going to open me this in the Illustrator like so, and now I am going to drag this sofa to the Photoshop, and the reason is that I want to change a color. And if I would try to change the color in here on the vector, I could go ahead and double click until I will get to something like this, and I could go ahead and change the color like so, but it is going to change only some of the color, so I don't like it this way. So what I'm going to do is I will go to the Photoshop and I'm going to create a new document, and I will go with 400 by 400. And I'm going to have everything as it is, so resolution 72, RGB color, and so on. So I'm just going to hit create, and now I will go back to the Illustrator and I'm going to drag this one to the Photoshop like so. It is going to be very small, so I'm going to scale this. So right now I'm not holding anything. In the old version of the Photoshop, you would have to hold shift while scaling to stay proportional, but in the new version, it's automatically staying proportional without holding anything. So I'm going to have something like this, and I'm just going to click enter, and I'm going to hide my background, so this is going to be transparent. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this few times. So I will hit Ctrl J while I'm on this layer, and one more time Ctrl J, and it is going to duplicate me this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide this bottom layer, so I'm going to stay only with this one, and I'm going to change the color. So basically I will go in here at the bottom panel. You have this one. I don't know how to call this, but create new fill or adjustment layer, and you have some options in here, and one of them is this hue saturation. So I can click this, and this is going to give me this on the new layer, this hue saturation, and in here I can change this hue, and this hue is basically going to change the color. So I can change the color like so, and maybe I can go ahead and play with the saturation. So I can make it like so, or maybe something like this. This depends on you. I just wanted to create some other color. So while I'm going to have something like this, I'm going to select this layer and with shift this hue saturation, and I'm going to hit shortcut Ctrl E, and it is going to put me these together. And some of these things I don't even know how to do without the shortcut. So this Ctrl E, I don't even know how to do it without the shortcut, so yeah. And right now I'm going to do the same thing, so I will go in here, and I'm going to choose hue saturation, and I'm going to change this to maybe something like this, but I will have to hide this one and show this one. So I'm going to maybe change it to something like this, and I'm going to put it together. So I'm going to select it. Maybe if I right click, I'm going to have an option to put it together. I am not really sure. Merge layers, so like so, or you can go with Ctrl E. But right now we are going to have three things like so, and make sure that you are going to hide your background. And now what I want to do is I want to export this as a PNG. So I'm going to for now show this one, and I will go to the file, and I will go to the export, and I will go export as, and I am going to choose that this is going to be PNG. I don't want to have this smaller file because this could ruin this PNG, and I am just going to click export, and I have created I have this in here, I have the folder PNG, and in this PNG I'm going to call this one to be, and I will call it only red. And I have this in Spanish, but it doesn't matter, and I will hit save. And now I'm going to go with this one. So right now I can go with the shortcut to export Control Shift Alt W, or you can go File Export S, and I'm going to hit export, and this is something between green and blue. I will call it blue, but maybe it's green, and I will hit save. Maybe it's I'm not going to be worried about it. And right now I'm going to go with this one, Control Shift Alt W, and I am going to export this, and this is going to be purple. One thing which right now I'm not really sure, is that we are going to have 3 PNGs which we are going to be using in Adobe Animate, and maybe it is going to make the banner size too big, because for example for Google Ads your banner can't be bigger than 150 kilobytes. So maybe if you want to use something like this, you can go only maybe with 2 images, or you will have to make your images a little bit smaller, or whatever. There is this rule of 150 kilobytes. But yeah, now what I'm going to do is I will open my Adobe Animate, and I am going to create a standard banner size, which is going to be 300 by 600. So I will have to wait a few seconds, and I will hit create new, and in here I'm going to choose this 300 by 600, and I want to have everything else as it is. So frame rate as it is, and HTML5 canvas, and I'm going to hit create. And now I am going to go to the place where I have saved my PNGs. So this is going to be in here, and right now I'm going to get them like so and drag them in here like so. And yeah, now I'm going to have them in here like so. And what I can do now is I can click on this layer 1 to select all of them, and I can position it maybe in here like so. And there is this option clip content outside of the stage, and if you click this you are going to see only things which are in your canvas. And now what I can do is I can go ahead and select this, hit Q, and with Shift and Alt scale this little bit, or only with the Shift like so, or maybe to something like this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything like so. You can either select it by clicking on the layer 1, or you can just select it like so. And I'm going to convert this to the symbol, so modify convert to symbol, or F8, and I'm going to call this to be sofas like so, and I'm going to click OK. And now what I am going to do is I'm going to create an animation which goes from left to the right. So I will go maybe to frame 200, and I'm going to create new keyframe, so F6, and on this new keyframe I'm going to position this maybe like so, and on the initial keyframe I am going to position this like so, and I'm going to right click and create classic twin. So right now basically we are going to have this kind of animation, and if I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, this animation is going to be pretty slow, but we are going to have something like this. Right now if I'm going to change my mind, what I can do is I can go to the first keyframe, I can double click, and I can maybe scale this up a little bit like so, and this should scale this in both keyframes like so. Now what I'm going to do is while I am on this first keyframe, I am going to double click in here. So right now I am in the scene 1 in the sofas. In Adobe Animate you have timelines in the timeline, and I am going to click on the layer 1, or I am going to select it, and I will right click, and I will choose distribute to layers, and right now we are going to have 3 layers in here. And what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to extend the timeline to the same length that I have the scene 1. And the scene 1 I have extended to 200 frames, so I will do the same thing. So I will go to the first keyframe, I will double click, and I'm going to go in here like so, and I will right click and choose insert frame, or F5. Now I'm going to, for a moment, hide this red and this purple, and I'm going to stay with this blue or green, and I'm going to have this like so, and I will go on the purple layer, and while I'm on the purple layer, I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to call this to be mask 1. Like so, and on this mask 1 I'm going to get a shape, a rectangle tool, and I will go with whatever color, but I will go with red one because it's like I don't know, I use red color for the mask, but it doesn't matter, and I'm going to create something like this. And the point is that this purple one is going to be visible only where is the mask. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this mask to the symbol, so F8, and I can go ahead and call this mask, and I'm going to click OK. And now what I'm going to do is I will get this keyframe of the mask 1, and I'm going to position it maybe in here. And then I will go maybe to frame 70, I don't know, I will create new keyframe, F6, or right click insert keyframe. And on this one, I'm going to hit Q. And if I try to scale this, it is going to scale from the both sizes. So I'm going to hold Alt or maybe Option on the Make, and I'm going to scale this like so. And now I'm going to create classic twin. So we are going to basically have an animation like so, and I'm going to create some kind of easing. And maybe I can go ahead and put this like so, so it doesn't matter. But I will click on this keyframe, and let me go in here. I will click on this keyframe, and I'm going to have this option of the easing. So I will click on this classic ease, and I'm going to choose easy in out, and basically this makes the animation not linear but slowly go, then accelerate, and at the end slow. But I'm going to double click on this one, and basically the mask is going to have a little bit better motion. And now what I'm going to do is I will click on the mask 1, I will right click, and I'm going to choose mask. And now what is going to happen? First of all, I will have to show my purple image, so I'm going to click this, and now what I will have to do is I will position this keyframe of this purple in here, like so. So basically at the beginning we are going to have this blue one, and then it is going to animate like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the same mask for the red one. So I'm going to create new layer, and what I can do is I can call this to be mask 2. And I can go ahead and create new shape and convert it to the symbol, or I can go to the library, and in the library I have this mask, so I can get this mask in here like so, and I can do the same thing. So I'm going to get both of the keyframes, I'm going to position them maybe in here like so, and I'm going to create new keyframe, but only for the mask. So I'm going to click F6, and on this keyframe with Alt as before, I'm going to do something like this, and I'm going to create the classic twin, and I'm going to right click on the mask 2, and I'm going to choose that this is going to be mask. And basically, and I will have to show this red one in the layers. So we are going to have this one, this green one or blue one, then it is going to change to the purple one, and then it is going to change to the red one. And if you want, for example, right now, to change it back to the blue one, what I can do is I can go ahead and duplicate this blue layer. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose duplicate layers, and I'm going to position this in here. And one more time I will have to create new layer. This layer is going to be mask 3. Like so, and on this mask 3, one more time I'm going to position a mask in here, and I'm going to get both of these keyframes maybe in here like so, and I'm going to create a keyframe on the mask, so F6. I will go to the initial keyframe, and with Alt I am going to do something like this, and one more time I'm going to create classic twin, so we are going to have something like this, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose that this layer is going to be mask. So we are going to have something like this. Now what I want to do is I want to convert these keyframes, or I want to put an easing to these keyframes. So I will click on this one, and I'm going to choose that I want to have this easy in out, and I will do the same thing for this one. So I will click, and I'm going to choose that it is going to be easy in out. Like so, and yeah, now I can go to the scene 1, and in the scene 1 we don't see anything, we see only this movement, but if I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, we are going to have something like this, and it is going to be changing like so, and then like so. Okay, and now if I want, what I can do is I can go ahead and change the color of the stage. So I'm going to choose maybe I don't know, something like this, something which is not white, and I can go ahead and right now I'm not going to be animating this, but on the main timeline I'm going to create some kind of text. So I will get the text tool, and I'm going to get some kind of color. Later on I will change it, and I will just type, maybe I will misspell it, high quality furniture, so something like this. So something like this, and I can go ahead and create some kind of space like so, and maybe I can go ahead and scale this, and I can change the color to maybe I don't know, something like this. And I could go ahead and create some kind of button. So I can go ahead to the rectangle tool, and I'm going to choose the rectangle options to maybe 25, and this is just going to make the corner, this is going to make the corners to be rounded. So I'm going to do something like this, and I can go ahead and write some text and write something like go to web or something like that, and I'm going to position this in here, and I'm going to scale this a little bit, so maybe like so, and like this, and I'm going to position this in here, and I'm going to hit the Ctrl Enter, and basically for now I'm not going to be animating the banner, I'm not going to be animating the text. So basically I'm going to have this like so. And now I can go ahead and create some kind of adjustments. So first of all, if you want, you can go ahead and position this at the beginning a little bit more like so. And at the end, I can position this little bit more in here, like this. And I can go maybe inside of this one. And I can put this a little bit earlier or a little bit more later. Or I can make this animation to be quicker, or I can make this animation to be longer. You can play with this as you want. And now I'm going to show you how you can stop this animation, because for the Google Ads you cannot have the longer animation than half a minute. So I'm going to create new layer, and on this new layer I'm going to choose actions, and I'm going to very simply write a code which is going to be this.stop parentheses. Let me change this. This.stop parentheses and semicolon, and I'm going to copy this, Ctrl+C, and I'm going to put this at the end like so. And now I am going to do the same thing for this one. So I'm going to create new layer. This layer is going to be code, and I'm going to, right now I will go in here, I will right click, and I'm going to insert keyframe, and I'm going to right click and choose actions, and I'm going to paste this like so. And I have created this insert keyframe because right now it is going to position me this at the end, and I do not have to drag it from the beginning. So basically right now this is going to animate once, and after one loop it is going to stop, and it is not going to be looping anymore. So it is going to stop like this. So maybe you can go ahead and start from the left and then position it in here. It depends on you. Now I will show you how you can loop this a few times and then stop. So I'm going to provide you a link in the description for this website. But basically there is this code. There are two of the codes, but I want to go with the second one. And I'm going to hit Ctrl+C, and I will go to the animate. And I will have to position this on the board of the timeline, so F9, and I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to paste this one, and basically this number means how many times this is going to loop. So I'm going to go with 2, and I'm going to do the same thing in the scene 1. So I will go to the code like so, I will click F9 and I'm going to paste this like so, and I will change this to number 2 like so. And the thing which is important is that my scene 1 timeline is 200 frames and my inner timeline is also 200 frames, because if they are going to have the same length, the loop is going to be correct. But if they are going to have different lengths, these timelines, the loop is going to be offset. The first loop is going to be fine, but the second loop won't be fine. I hope that this makes sense, but yeah. And now I'm going to save this. So I will go to the place where I want to save this, and I'm going to create new folder which is going to be animate, and I will go inside, and I'm going to call this sofa animation. And I'm going to hit save. And now if I go to the place where I have saved this, I'm going to have this in here, and I'm going to have my animate file and one recover animate file. And as soon as I'm going to hit Control Enter to see this in the browser while it is saved, it is going to automatically publish me this JavaScript, HTML, and images. But I'm going to delete it because I would like to position it in the different place. So I will go to the file, I will go to the publish settings, I will click on this folder, and I'm going to choose the place where I want to save this. So I will go to the sofa animation, I will go to the tutorial, and I will go to this animate. So here is where I have my animate file, and in here I'm going to create a new folder which I'm going to call index, and I will go inside of that index, and I will call this one to be index, and I will hit save, and I will hit OK, and I will hit file, and I'm going to hit publish. And right now we are going to have this index in here, and we are going to have JavaScript, HTML, and images which are going to be like so. And now there is one additional thing. I will go to the file, publish settings, and I will go to this HTML.js, and I will unclick these hosted libraries, and I will click OK, file, and publish. And basically this is going to give us one additional folder, these libraries, and it's something which is needed for the Google Ads. And very quickly I will show you, if you want this to work in Google Ads, there is this, I will have to get this. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to provide you this in the description. But basically there is this little code that we will have to put to our HTML file. So I'm going to copy this, and as I said, I'm going to provide you this in the description. And I will go to the index in here, and I will right click, and I'm going to choose open with brackets. Probably you don't have brackets, but basically you will have to have on your computer something which allows you to open a code, some text editor, and you can have, I would recommend Notepad, brackets, Sublime Text, Atom. They are all free to download, or you can go with any text editor for the code. But I will basically open this. This is going to open me a code, and between this meta and this title, there is one meta, second meta, and the title, and between them I'm going to position, paste this like so, and I will change my width and height to my width and height. So my width is 300, but the height of the banner is 600, so like this. And I'm going to hit save, Control S. I will close this, and right now I'm going to right click on this index, and I'm going to choose send to, and I'm going to go with the zip file. And as I said, I have this in Spanish, but yeah. And right now this is going to be 143 kilobytes, which is fine because this needs to be smaller than 150 kilobytes. But one additional thing that you could do is these images. This index atlas PNG, this has like, if I click on this, 74.5 kilobyte, and there is this website, tiny PNG, and this allows you to put your PNGs or even JPEGs in here, and it is going to compress it without losing quality or with losing very little of the quality. And right now it had saved me 70 kilobytes, and what I could do is hit download and go to the place where I want to save this. So it would be in my case in here, in the tutorial, in the animate, in the index, in the images, and I would basically replace this one with this one, so with the same name. I'm going to hit save and I'm going to hit yes. And now I have replaced this with a smaller file, and I could go ahead and get rid of this index, which right now is 140 kilobytes, and I'm going to right click and choose send to and zip file, and right now it is going to be 128 kilobytes. But yeah. And yeah, this is it, this is all. I hope that you have learned something. If you have watched until the end, let me know in the comments. And yeah, you can go ahead and check the channel. I have put my tutorials in the list, so you can find some shorts about Adobe Animate, some HTML5 banners, some JavaScript, a little bit of After Effects, and so on. But yeah, thank you very much, and maybe I will see you in another tutorial. Thank you, goodbye.